Well, Angela Wilson from Swanley is the CEO of Angela's Swim School. Morning to you, Angela.
Good morning.
Why is it so important to learn to swim, particularly when you're young?
Well, I think there are many factors why it's important to learn to swim early. Mostly because swimming should be the most natural thing that a child should learn to do, beside walking and eating and everything else. The more natural swimming is for a child, the better they will be in the water and around the water as they grow up. It's also an essential life skill that helps them as they're older to keep them healthy. And a lot of children now are struggling with mental health, with obesity, and they're not learning to swim till they're 9 years old. By this time, it's too late. And the other problem we've got is their joints are stiffening up and they're not able to be as relaxed and float properly in the water. At babies, they're able to float, they're more relaxed, and they learn so much more from 4 months in the water.
If it is that important, why aren't swimming lessons more widely available?
There are many places that offer swimming lessons. The problem is that the government don't recommend that children do swimming lessons at school until they're in year 4. So parents don't see it as being an important and essential life skill and think, well, they'll learn to swim when they go to school, but then there's problems with the school swimming. They haven't got the pool availability or the coaches to get them to the pools, and then the children miss out, and then they leave primary school without having learnt to swim. I think a change of education around swimming and how important it is and how much it would help children and adults if they could swim properly, the message needs to be a lot stronger. And that's what I'm campaigning to do, is to change that message and to change the education around learning to swim.
And you would want children learning to swim well before year 4, would you?
Absolutely. Yeah, they should be learning to swim from 4 months. At 4 months, they should start learning to swim, and it should be part of their regular and weekly activities, something they do every week and throughout their life. It shouldn't stop. Even when they go to school, they shouldn't stop learning to swim. They should keep going and keep doing it all the way through, right up into adulthood.
How much time does it roughly take to learn to be able to swim the length of a pool?
Well, I've had children as young as 2.5 swim 25 metres front crawl with bilateral breathing. So it depends on the child, it depends on the instructor and the swimming model as well, and how they're taught to swim. We teach them correct body position on top of the water, keep them relaxed and teach them correct technique in breathing, which helps them to learn to swim properly. And by doing so, by the age of 5, our children are swimming a mile.
Wow. And what about those of us who are older, older than school age? Why should we get into the pool if we haven't learned to swim?
Well, my husband had a stroke 18 months ago. And when he was in the hospital, one of the things that the doctor recommended was swimming. He also had suspected bowel cancer as well. And again, the doctors recommended swimming. Swimming is an essential life skill to help people with their health. Your body works so much better in the water without you putting any strain on your joints. So therefore you can push your heart, your lungs much more effectively if you can swim properly. And when I say swimming properly, it's not just doggy paddling around the pool, it's not breaststroke with your head up, it's front crawl, backstroke, where you're really working the heart and the lungs.
And there are enough lessons, do you think, for older people who want to learn to swim?
There's enough opportunities. I think they just need a little bit more direction and a little bit more availability in and around the pools to be able to give these types of lessons for adults, especially for adults who have suffered from strokes or heart attacks. But for me, prevention is always better than cure. So therefore, if people learnt to swim before this happened, then they would be in a much better position to prevent themselves from getting unwell.
Good to talk to you. Thank you for your time. Angela Wilson from Swanley there. For more information, you can search Angela's Swim School. Best of luck to your husband as well.